All right, welcome everybody to My AI Live. Today is Friday, December 6th. Can you believe we are another year into life? It flies by so fast. And so I'm pretty excited. December, I love. I absolutely love December. And for most people who are building this business, they kind of say, well, December's a bad month. December's a hard month. It's holidays and this and that. But for me personally, I absolutely love December because December I use to set up my January. Okay. December I use to set up my January. And so it's really, you good? Okay. It's really this thing of mindset of our business, right? Because when we're business professionals, we're really going to focus on what's the next thing that we want to point to, what's the next thing we want to invite to, what's the next thing we're going to do there. So we're going to have some fun today. Diane and Danielle, we're going to play today with Diane and Danielle, who have requested to do demos together so we can help them, right? And then I've got one of my wonderful coaches, Coach Paul Vandeven here. Coach Paul is in the same company as Danielle, so I asked him to be here as well because I'll tell you, this guy right here has exploded in growth. I mean, and we've been working together 4 years now. 4 years doing coaching. Yeah, we've been coaching for 4 years now. And his business, he just keeps growing and growing and growing. And his next target is vice presidential. And we are very, very excited for where Paul is at and where he's going. And really, he hasn't just built his business. He's worked on all 8 areas of life. And that's really the philosophy that I have, is working on all areas of life so that it makes it a life worth living. You can have all the money in the world, but if you have a crappy life out of the rest of it, it's just it doesn't matter, right? And so when you can build spherically in all areas and make that a very rich and peaceful and loving and fun and joyful life, then you're set, right? And so Paul has been a great example of that over the years of doing the work, like just saying literally, what do I do next? And doing the work and becoming very, very consistent. So I asked him to be here so that we could have a conversation with Danielle also. And one thing, oh, Denise is too. So Denise is in the same company as Paul as well. Perfect. Okay. So here's the thing that I want you guys to think about. What kind of company are you in? What do you serve in this month? What can you do for somebody in this month? And what's upcoming in next month? Okay. Now, if you're in a health and wellness business, what's next month? It is one of your most powerful months, right? But what other people don't realize is you may say, well, I'm not in health and wellness. I'm in Legal Shield or I'm in something else. We that that doesn't apply to me. It does. Because what else are people doing in January? Now think about it. Think about it. What else are people doing in January? They have these things called New Year's resolutions. And some of them tend to be get out of debt, make more money, somehow get out of this job I do not like. Those can tend to be some of the New Year's resolutions also. So knowing that this is going to happen, people are going to grab their glass of champagne on or apple cider, sparkling apple cider, or whatever it is that you have in your glass on December 31st. You're going to toast that glass. And the thing that I always say to people is, was this your best year ever? Because if it was not your best year ever, then there's some work we need to do to start getting you to having your best year ever every single year, right? That doesn't mean bad things don't happen in your life. That means that you did the work to continue to go in the direction of your life, your dreams, your vision in all areas, and you have expanded and grown in those areas, even if some hard things have happened in that year. This is still my best year ever. Even though my mom passed away and it's been tough, had another friend pass away too, which was shocking. This is still my best year ever. And really what all of this has taught me is the preciousness of life, right? Go after your dreams as you have the time right now to do it. Just do it. So as we're getting ready to make posts, I want you to think about, okay, what kind of company am I in? What am I going to launch or do or invite to next month? And how can I start conversations this month to prepare for that, right? Eric Worre always talks about the whisper campaign, right? The whisper campaign. If you ever have done a 20 and 30 with him, it's all about the whisper campaign. And 30 days before is all the whisper campaign. Then the whisper campaign is having those conversations, kind of saying, hey, I'm going to be launching something soon, and kind of feeling out where people are and kind of sowing seed into what you may be doing and stuff like that. So if you're in a health and wellness company, or you're like Coach Jenny here, another one of my coaches, she's amazing. She does amazing work in weight loss, right? So if for her January is going to be about, okay, it's time to get the holiday weight off. I kept the holiday weight off the entire holiday. I'm going to show you how to do this. Like the same with Diane. That's going to be hers, right? Like how Diane said to me something yesterday that was amazing. We were having a conversation, and she said to me, every Christmas, I weigh less than the Christmas before. How many people can say that? I'm like, okay, that's a story you need to start talking about. And in January, be able to say, okay, this is what I've done every year. I'm going to do this challenge, and I'm going to show you guys how I do this or something. Or I'm going to have a webinar, or I'm going to do a Zoom and talk to you guys about this. Great intro for your product, right? So this is what I want you to think about today. Okay. And I want you to think about that over the weekend, because next week we're going to start laying out some groundwork on this of how we're launching in January, how we're using this time to do that, right? Okay. Now, the other thing that we did yesterday is we talked about the 4 areas to write out on, right? Now, I'm super excited because Danielle was seeing a theme throughout all of it, right? And we're going to get over to our Nowsite system. So I want to make sure that you know that we're going to go over there. We're going to start making our posts. We're just kind of laying a little bit of groundwork here because it's a great Friday to do it, right? So, what were the questions? The questions were, what have you overcome in your life? This is how you can find your avatar very fast. To find the person that you can help, because people, when they teach avatar, they're like, I want person in their 30s who does this and they have kids and blah blah blah. Really? Kind of falls flat. But if you look at everything that you've overcome in your life, you look at everything you're good at, you look at every issue your product solves and everything that your company helps with, you do the work of writing out those things, you're going to get some real clarity on the person that you can help. You're going to get some real clarity. And as you start getting that clarity and continue working with it, that clarity is going to come more and more. So we had people ask those questions, write out those questions yesterday. And then Danielle, Diane, are you guys both okay if I say your company name? I wanted your permission first. Okay. All right. So Coach Paul, let's go with Danielle first. And we'll go with Danielle first, not Diane. So Danielle is a company called Super Patch. Super Patch used to be Vox. Coach Paul, why don't you give a 30-second thing about your company so everybody has an understanding of what we're helping Danielle with.
Okie doke. So, in a nutshell, we are a technological company. We have a non-drug, non-invasive patch. We have 13 of them now to help with any of your daily inconveniences or for your performance. And the key is they're drug-free. And we rebranded almost 2 years ago, January 1st. And since since that time, we're on track to do, we're guessing about 160 to 170 million dollars in 2 years. So, but the amount of people that I personally have helped, I've been with the company for 7.5 years, and they've only been around for 8. So I've been there almost from the beginning, and my joy comes from helping people and seeing the look on people's face when we show them just how quickly it works.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so Danielle, when you did your homework of the 4 areas, what was a theme that you found of the type of person that you feel like you can help? What were the themes that you found in that?
The themes were well, the themes that of the people that I want to help. Well, I guess people that want to be in community,
Okay.
People that want to earn some extra money,
Okay.
people that are uh, like to be, in a team and be supported and coachable.
Okay.
People that are on the natural side of things,
Okay.
health and wellness, but naturally,
Okay.
drug-free.
What product is your favorite product? What's the one that you love to talk about?
Oh my God, all of them. The one that I love to talk about, shoot.
Or your top three?
My top three would be Joy, um, either Liberty or Boost, and I would say, a REM for sleep.
Okay. All right. So, one of the ways that you could tell the story of what you are doing. So, I'm going to use Jessica Higdon as an example. Okay. So, Jessica Higdon was talking about her company. Yes, her and Ray actually own a company now, or are part of a company now. They're not completely just they have a company, and he promotes it, so it's not a big secret. Everybody kind of knows now. Um, so Jessica did a really incredible post. And so with that post, what she did is she was in a group that had a lot of mothers with children in there. Okay. And the company that she was promoting is a medical company, a network marketing medical company. And it actually helps with doctors, virtual medicine, virtual urgent care, and stuff like that. So it's pretty much what I used for my hand. Like the moment that it got burned, you hit a computer thing, and then within 15 minutes, you're on a call, video call with the doctor, right? So it's part of my company. So so what she did was she went in there, and it's really great. She went in there and she just made a post, and this was the post. I don't think I can go and find the post, but I think, Danielle, I'd like you to think in these lines over the weekend of posting in groups now that you're just starting in groups, right? She made a generic post, and she said, I want to tell you guys about a story that happened to me this weekend and what I did, and just in case any of this ever happens to you. It was 3 a.m. and my son was throwing up all over the place. And I had to make a decision of whether to get everybody up and go to the urgent care or try to take care of it there. But I could not get him to stop throwing up. And I was really getting concerned. So knowing that the 24-hour urgent care in my area is over 40 miles away, I made the decision to do a virtual online um, thing. And I went ahead and asked for the virtual online urgent care, clicked a button, filled out the thing, and within 15 minutes was set up with a call with the doctor. Ultimately ended up, he told me exactly what to do for my son, that I didn't actually have to take him to the emergency room, gave me the steps to do, and even called in a prescription for me right there. I never had to leave. My son was taken care of, and a couple of hours later, he was actually starting to feel better. Now, as a worried parent, I'm sure that this will probably happen to you sometime. So, really look into having the access to virtual urgent care because it's going to help you so much. And if you want to know the service I used, just DM me and I'm happy to let you know that. Two things. It doesn't sound like she's just promoting a company to sign people up. Okay. Second of all, she's talking about her own experience. And third, it's a great way to promote her company because it's kind of like the thing that Gary Brecka does too. Anybody know Gary Brecka? One of the reasons why Gary Brecka is trusted by people is because he will say things like, you get this DNA test. Yes, you can get it through me. There's other places you can get it too. Just make sure you get it. It's not you have to buy this from me and feel salesy and stuff like that. So anytime we can talk about our product or our results of our product and not just sound salesy, you're going to get more attention. So Danielle, you have several different products. One I will personally talk about is focus. Okay.
Mhm.
So focus, you could talk about if you are using that patch, Danielle, for yourself, you could talk about something like, I used to struggle with these focus things and stuff like that and this, and then I found out that there are products out there, certain patches and certain things that actually do help with this. And what ended up happening with me was I started doing this and this, and then I added in, and I would say something else besides the patch so it doesn't sound like you're just trying to sell something. Okay. I also added in removing some sugar and doing this. And the combination of the three things helped me. So what I want to give to you guys today is an encouragement that if you are on the road with problems of focus and concentration, that it can get better. Do your research, try these things, and if you want to know anything more about what I did, feel free to reach out to me. Does it sound salesy?
Love it, love it. It's not pushy, it's not salesy, it's just, yeah, very authentic. Yeah.
It's really about living life. It's really about what we do. Okay. So, focus is one. Now, Paul, what is something that you like? What's your favorite product to talk about with yours? And then we're going to switch over to Diane, then we're going to do our post.
Um, my favorite product to talk about is still the original, the Liberty
Liberty?
or the Victory. They're both just
Okay.
ones for athletes, and the other are people that are, you know,
So
into
what?
real high performance. So,
Right. And let me tell you a little story about Paul, okay? So, one thing I love about Paul is Paul starts conversations, period. They're not about just his patch. He talks to people, period, and he can help them with sobriety. He can help them with patch. He can help them in a lot of areas. But he starts the conversation initially. Then, when he talks about what he does, if the person has an interest, one neat thing that he does that a lot of you, if you have the ability to do this, okay, because you'll get a lot of customers this way. For him, he likes to do the demo. So they have a demo where they use the Liberty patch and then they do this demo thing, right? And you think you have to be in person to do the demo, but he does it virtually all the time. So he will send it out to somebody, say, hey, I'll send you a sample and then you can see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, great, whatever, it's done wonders for me. He sends out the free thing and then he has the person go with somebody else and teaches the person how to virtually do the demo. There's two things he's doing in this that's really interesting for you guys who are doing tech stuff like this. Number one, he's having the person experience the product. Okay. It's really hard to make a decision about a product without experience in it. Does everybody agree with that? If you take a sample, ever been to the grocery store and they give you a sample of the cookie and then you want to buy the cookie? You didn't want to buy the cookie before. Jenny will say, stay away from the cookie. Okay. She will. You didn't want to buy the cookie before, but they're like, first one's free. Come on, try the little cookie. And then you eat the cookie and then you want the cookie, right? The same thing with the soda and everything else. So if you can do a sample of something, that's great. So another thing that Paul does is so he sends a sample, he has the demo. Two things that happen in this. First, they get to experience the product. But secondly, because he showed how easy it was to teach somebody how to do it virtually like that, if they decide to become a business builder, guess what? They already know how to do it. It's brilliant. Now, Deborah's part of a different company, right? Deborah has a lot of drinks and things like that. Same with Diane. They have a lot of physical products. Anytime you can give a sample of something to somebody to try, you will have more signups. Now, there is some investment in having to buy some product for yourself to sample, but I'll tell you one thing. The reason I take the thing that Deborah has in her company is because my friend, I'll tell you this real quick, and then we're going to go do our post so you can see how this is done with Diane and Danielle. My friend, Lydia, said she's from Romania. She's adorable. And I went and saw her and she's like, my baby, my baby, my baby, you have to try this. And she always had something new. Like I was just like, oh gosh, Lydia, what do you have now? It's like, but she's so sweet. And she's like, you have to try this. It's 90 essential nutrients. It's this and this. And I'm like, okay, fine. Like, all right, give me a sample. And she's like, well, I don't have any. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to try it if I'm not going to go spend all this money on it. Like, how am I supposed to try this? She broke open one of the containers. She gave me 3 days in Ziploc bags. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't pretty. It didn't have labels. It didn't have all this other stuff. She gave me 3 Ziploc baggies with the orange drink, the white drink, and the fish oils. Okay. And I said I'd give it an honest effort. I told her I'd give it an honest effort. I always ask anybody if I'm going to give them a sample of something, will you give it an honest try and just tell me your feedback? Yes. So, first day, next day, I took it. I was like, holy crap, I acted like a drug addict calling her back. And I was like, what? I don't know what this is, but give it to me. I need it now. Like, I don't care, whatever, doesn't matter what it costs. Okay. I would have never reacted to that without a sample. So I want you guys to think about conversations that you could be having where you can get a sample of your product if it's that good, if you can get a sample of that to somebody. Okay. All right, Paul, what else do you want to say about the way you do your demo?
And the bonus in our company is people get to try it for 28 days because we have a 30-day money back guarantee. And that just in 7.5 years between both companies, I have only had 3 products returned. That's it. And I have done a lot of people. So leverage what your company has. Like a lot of people don't even realize what kind of benefits that they have, and they miss out because they don't like know your company's products and inside and out. Like if you're
Right.
not reading everything in every study that comes out that you do and all that stuff, then you're not really interested in building a business.
It's truth. Truth. Love that. All right, let's do now it's asking me for my master password. Really? I hate it when it does this. It does this at the most inconvenient times. It's like, come on. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so let's go over to the Nowsite system. Now, how do we take all of that and start making posts now, right? The Cookie Monster. Yes. Love the Cookie Monster when I was a kid. Okay, so let's start making some posts. So for Danielle, Paul does general conversations. That's how he builds his business. He does general conversations that lead to something. But Danielle could also do something like I just said with a focus patch, saying, hey, these are some things I want to give some, not inspiration, but oh my gosh, I went blank on what the word is. Not inspiration, but encouragement. Encouragement. I want to give some encouragement. If you're having focus problems, I want to tell you a couple of things that helped me and, things like that. That's one. For Diane, where's my Diane? There you are, honey. So Diane is in a company called Plexus. They work on gut health, which ultimately helps people lose weight. Okay. And so for Diane, something that we were talking about yesterday, we were having a little chat. And for Diane, she is in a health and wellness company. Raise your hand if you are in a health and wellness company. Okay. Mike's not in any company, Jenny. Okay. So if you're in a health and wellness company, December is the time to build up your conversations for whatever you're doing in January. So the question is, what are you doing in January to help people lose the weight? What are you doing? What kind of webinar are you going to have? What kind of Zoom are you going to have? What thing are you going to do with your people to help them in January with their health and wellness, with their new resolution goals? So that's kind of your homework today, is to think about what are you going to do. Now, if you're not in a health and wellness company and you're more in a technology company, Legal Shield, one of these other companies, how are you going to help people in January start transforming their financial lives? How are you going to start helping them understand that they could have financial freedom? Okay. Those are the two things. What are you going to do in January? December is the best time to start having conversations because it's easy to start conversations around Christmas, around the holidays, around things that are going on. And it's called a whisper campaign. So if you have clarity of what you're going to do in January, you can start sowing the seeds of it now in December. Does that make sense to everybody? Am I losing you? Everybody good? Okay. All right.
Elizabeth, and one
Yes.
quick tip is
Yeah.
that here, one thing I never do and I see people do this even in my company all the time. I mean, maybe it works for them. I never put a picture of the package or whatever because then everybody goes to your friend Google and they really don't get the information they need. I have done, where I'll put this in my hand and say, what if this could help you get a better night's sleep? People are going to reach out to you on through the comments, or they're going to, now they can message you privately even if they're not your friend. So I get way more coverage when I do stuff like that, because the minute you let them go look up themselves, and a lot of
That's it.
times, unfortunately, they get on and then they order, but it doesn't go through you. So
Or
Right.
sometimes they read the bad reviews. So I
Exactly.
don't ever. But Paul, is it okay if I borrow just the little patch in the hand thing?
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's
That
very
just, what you want to create curiosity. Ray
yes.
Higdon taught this to me years ago.
Hmm.
Create curiosity. Don't give them too much information because then they don't need you.
Exactly. Exactly. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay. So Daniela, was that helpful?
That was really, really helpful. Both
Perfect.
what you said, what Paul, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Perfect. And again, if you want to be one of the people in the week that has that does a demo that we work with and stuff like that, and do a post like that, or get some ideas for posts, let me know, because we can always do this. Okay, Diane. So for you, we're gonna when we make a post, what I want you to think about. Did you think about what you're gonna do in January? Do you have an idea what you're gonna do in January?
Um, I would like to do a free challenge
I like that. Okay.
because of our reset that is on offer this month.
Uh-huh.
They can keep it for next month and enjoy their Christmas and New Year because they're probably already overweight or whatever. And it gives your body an extra boost.
Okay.
And they say that you can lose 5 to 6 pounds
Okay.
in
All
3
right.
days.
So if you're going to do that to have conversations about this for your challenge in January, some of the things that you can do this month, and this would work for Jenny, this will work for Mike, this would work for Deborah, anybody who has anything that has to do with weight or health and wellness. Some of the posts that you can make this month are questions like, what are you doing to keep the holiday pounds off? Number one. Number two, Diane can actually make posts with strategies that she is using herself instead. So one of the things that we talked about yesterday, and we're going to do this post right here, is this. We can come over here. Remember, there's 3 things that we do. We post on social media, we comment on posts, we start conversations. We're going to come over here to create a social post. And what I would have Diane do is, first, let's go over to Diane's profile, right? First of all, I got to tell you, if you are not part of the official corporate Nowsite group, please join. They will get you in there. This is where you find all your replays, your information, and everything else. If you want to know more about me, you can come over here. My name is Elizabeth Larson. I'm a personal business transformation coach, teacher, trainer, author, speaker, professional network marketer. I've been building online for a very long time, and you can find out more about me. And feel free to use any of my posts in the
This course was amazing.
Oh, thank you, Diane. I appreciate you so much. We had a lot of fun, didn't we? And we learned a lot, like powerful stuff. Okay, so come over here. We're going to come over to Diane's. Now, she's going to use a photo. Like, look at this. She's going to do a photo kind of like this. I have a few tips to help you. Okay. And the topic will be, let's do, even if she's not using caption my image, she does this caption and suggested image. She could say, write me a post about helping people keep the holiday weight off, period. I'm going to give them my 3 tips of what I am doing because every Christmas I have weighed less than the Christmas before since I started my health journey. Okay, now I'm giving it to the AI to write it, right? I'm going to come over here to generate. And when I hit generate, the AI is going to take all of my information. Now it's going to sound different when Diane does it, right? Because the AI knows Diane and knows her in a different way than the AI knows me, right? Okay, now look at this. Every holiday season, I see the scales go down. I would actually change this down, not up. Here are my top 3 tips for conquering the holiday weight battles, okay? And that would be 1. Now, but the first thing is, okay, you could do a giant title at the top. That would be one way of getting attention. She doesn't have to give her 3 top tiers, her top tips right here. She could say, there are 3 things that I do every year to make sure I don't gain holiday weight. One of them is this. Another is this. If you'd like to know the rest of them, let me know. Just DM me. I'm happy to shoot them over to you. Something casual, something easy so she can start the conversation. But the more she sews into, this is what I'm doing, this is what I've done, I have some tips. Another one that she can do is this one right here. Write me a post about my awesome, what did I do? Oh, I forgot my E.
Awesome sweet.
Because I've made slight transformations in recipes, I have actually weighed less every Christmas than the Christmas before, period. You do not have to gain weight during the holidays. Explanation point. There are simple things that you can do to keep the weight off and still enjoy the food you love. Okay, then hit generate.
Why did you say sweet potato?
Well, it's just a generic thing. I make sweet potatoes in the
Oh, okay. Okay.
like during Christmas, one of the things my family always did were sweet potatoes with pineapple and marshmallows and
Oh,
brown
yeah.
sugar. Now, Coach Jenny would make a healthier version of that, and you probably would too. Okay. So it's, in other words, it's finding what a common Christmas thing is and then showing a different version of what somebody can do instead, showing a different thing to do instead.
Get you.
So it's really all it is about conversation. You're showcasing who you are in your life and lifestyle of doing this every day. My friend Tina, when she's always just on social media, just saying, hey, it's time to activate and talking about something else, she's showing herself just drinking the drink, doing the same thing she does all the time, talking about whatever. She's showing her lifestyle of it, right, guys? So transform your holiday habits with sweet potato delights. And then I would do what? Just to get more attention, right? Every year I've managed to weigh less each Christmas thanks to healthier, delicious recipes. You don't have to pack on pounds during the holidays. Enjoy your favorites and love while staying fit because little changes make huge differences. Now, I want to show you something on, why did I do that? Deborah, sometimes I do things with my fingers and I'm like, why did I do that? All right, I'm going to come over here and I want to come over to the feed. Now, this is what's going to happen. You're going to come in the feed and let's say how long it takes for me to get a food recipe and picture of food. And guess what? I always stop. I always stop. And Diane, 99% of the time, I click on these things to see what the recipe is or see what the person is. And I've done it so much that they have gotten such incredible algorithm traction from me. But not only that, there's conversations that are started too. Okay. So little things. Let's see. Oh, there's another food recipe. Jenny, are you seeing this? Let's see. Let's see how long it takes to get another food recipe. Food and recipes are huge. So if you are in health and wellness, it doesn't matter if you're in weight loss or if you're just getting rid of the bad foods like Deborah does. Deborah has a list of bad foods. How to replace your favorite recipes with take these bad foods out and live a better life. All of these different things, right? So very simple, but here's the key to all of this. There was a running theme throughout all of this. You guys ready for the running theme? You have to show how you live yourself to get other people interested in living that way. You have to show yourself having success, enjoying your life, doing the food, doing the exercise, doing the life, doing the business, signing people up, congratulating people on their success. In other words, you're showing your life. That's how you do attraction marketing. You become attractive. And not
I,
because you're pretty, and not because you're young, or not because of that other silly stuff, because you are authentically who you are, living your life out loud on social media. There you go. Diane?
I actually did a post last night after we were finished.
Mm-hmm.
I determined to get it on. And that's a food one.
Oh, you
Um,
did a food one yesterday. Okay, well, before we even talked about it, let's go look. All right. Family is a beautiful concept that often extends beyond the boundaries of blood relationships. I'm grateful for the people in our lives who truly embody this. This past week has been such a blessing with Taylor's presence. Okay, this is about you, but when you're doing, on a lighter note, my muffins with very little sugar, which I thought would stay untouched, quickly disappeared and missed the fun. Love that. If you're curious, has been piqued and you'd love to try them out, feel free to send me a DM for the recipe. Trust me that they were a hit. I would start off, if I was going to do a food recipe like this, I would start off with, oh my gosh, these are so good at the top. Okay. Then talk about, we had a guest. I had to quickly, and make it super quick and not a long thing. I had a guest. I had to quickly run up some food. I made these muffins and they disappeared. Everybody was like, they're so good. How'd you do? What's in them? And then I told them, very little sugar. And then do the rest of it below so you get the person's attention. Does that make sense, Diane?
okay, I'll make a new one.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take 5 minutes. Yes, I do. What am I supposed to be reminded of, Mike? I forgot. I told and Mike's like, do you still need a reminder? Yes, apparently so, because I forgot what it was I was supposed to be reminded of.
Talking to the other Paul.
Talking to the other Paul.
Paul.
There's Paul Hedstrom. Let's do the 5 minutes real quick, and we're going to talk to Paul. We're going to answer questions during our 5 minutes. Let's go make our posts now. You've got a lot of information with a lot of different ideas of ways to talk about. So let's go make our posts. Let's come back. Let's see your posts as we come back. Was this helpful today? Was this helpful for you guys? Okay, beautiful. All right, good. I want to make sure that you're not just getting, okay, let's just make a post. I want to make sure that you're really getting all the different ideas of ways to build your business, because you guys are developing as leaders. And I'm expecting that you want to be leaders. And so I want to make sure that you have the info to be the leader on social media that you can be. Okay. So Paul, great to see you here. So you have a computer. When you click on the link that I sent you, what comes up on your computer? So if you go to Chrome browser, I sent you a link on Facebook.
Okay. No, yeah, I can't remember if I saw
Through your other Facebook account, the one that we're communicating on. So when you go onto your computer and then you go click on the link that I sent, log out of your Facebook altogether. Or are you on Facebook on your computer at all?
No.
Okay. So when you go to on your computer, open up, which browser are you using? Chrome or Safari?
Yeah, Chrome.
What kind of computer are you on? Are you a Mac, Windows?
Windows.
Okay, so you're on a Windows computer using a Chrome browser. Okay, open up your Chrome browser and then go to www.facebook.com on your Chrome browser. Click enter and tell me what happens.
Okay. And it tells me, opens it up and says email or phone number.
Okay, so you have to log in. So the problem that you're
Okay,
having is a login issue. Do you
Yeah, so I'll
remember
put-
the email or phone number that you used with the original account?
I have had this messed up so much, I think I've changed it a couple of times. So I'm not sure where I am. Oh, okay. What just came up looks good with the new password I tried to set up. And then, okay, it's trying to log in.
Okay.
And it says the password you've entered is incorrect.
Okay, try to change the password.
Okay, do I do that or log in with Google?
Have you ever logged in with Google before?
Yeah, I have, but I'll go ahead. Forgot password. Okay. And then log in and then it goes, oh, crap. Now, hang on a second. I'm not sure which, why? I'm not sure which account because I had two of them because the one I got locked out of.
That's the one you're trying to get into. The one you got
No,
locked
this
out
one
of
is
is
the, well,
well, we're trying to help you get back into the
oh,
one that you
okay.
got
All
locked
right.
out of.
The
So we
one
don't
that
have an
it's
interest of
locked, that
getting
it,
into the one that you're using right now because that's not the one with 1,000 some odd people in it.
oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. So that's the one that's popping up is not me because that's the other one that I can't get into. So let me try,
How many,
where to go?
Paul, stop.
Yeah.
How many Facebook accounts can you not get into?
On my laptop, I can't get into either one of them.
Okay. But so
Okay, this one is
you only have 2 Facebook accounts.
right. And the one that you're talking about, I just got in or didn't get in, but it said that I entered an old password. So I need to request a new password.
Okay. So Paul, are you trying to get into the account that you got locked out of? Or are you trying to
Yes.
get, okay. So do that, do a new password reset and see if you can get into that account from there because you only have a login issue.
Okay.
If your account was terminated, I would not be able to access and see your account online.
Well, the issue that I've had was with the quote Nuri account that I could actually see the entire page. I just couldn't get on it to send anything or couldn't access it. So they're going to send a login
It's
code.
because you can't log into it. You just need to get logged in. That's
All
your
right.
only
So,
problem.
okay, send a login code to my email. I'll do that.
Okay, work on that. I'm going to
This,
go answer some questions because I can't take all
okay.
the time up for this. But the only problem you have with either one of your accounts on your computer is you not logging in. That's it. Because when I went to, I'm still friends with you on the old account. If it had been terminated for a violation, it would not be up there. Your only problem is a login. That's it.
o-
So we just need to
Okay.
get
I
you
just
logged
got
in.
the digits. I'm going to try the digits.
Okay. All right. Let's go over
Go
to
ahead.
Paul and then Ariel. Hey, Paul.
I have a quick question. I keep forgetting to ask. So a lot of times, when I want to do a post and I want to drag and drop a
Mhm.
picture, it doesn't let me. It says something about it doesn't
And
like,
it never works for me either.
oh, so
I just
what's your workaround?
So I just click on it and it said to actually just upload a photo instead of drag and drop
But I tried that and then it's all grayed out. It won't let me
on your Now site or on your
like
Facebook.
on no, like on my Finder, because that's what comes up, right? If I've downloaded it.
Huh?
Like if I've shared a picture from my phone to
Oh,
my
airdrop?
to my MacBook an AirDrop,
Yeah.
and then I've tried to do like it won't drag and drop, but even if I go to upload, then the Finder comes up and it's usually the top one because I'm working on it, and it's all grayed out. I can't even highlight it to, I don't know. It's
Click
weird.
out of it and then open it up when you go into your Facebook. So when you
Okay.
come over here, let
Yeah.
me come over here. I'm going to come. Okay, I'm going to come over here. When I go to upload a photo, so if
Oh,
I
right,
drag and drop, I'm going to upload my photo here in Facebook. I'm going to click right here. I'm going to click
right
add
there.
videos because the drag and drop never works for me.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
then I'm going to
That
hit,
because that's typically what I've done. I just wondered if I was doing something wrong, or it just didn't like the extension on it.
yeah. What?
Paul, what I do is I
What? Just tell me,
photo.
Hold on. Okay, so
Yeah.
you need to change your how your phone is sharing photos.
Okay.
It's sharing HEIC and not
Right.
JPEG, or you need to change it to sharing the other photo version and then it will not come out grayed out.
And how do I get to the other version? How do I
We'll
make it the other version?
we'll do that on the next meeting.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
cool.
Thanks.
You're welcome, hon. Okay, Ariel.
Fantastic, fantastic today.
Good to see you, honey.
Elizabeth, I have over 45 years in this marketing business, MLM company. And I learned from my experiences that when we give products away, that's my opinion, people, when you give things away for free, people don't appreciate that. So what I do now, you know,
I never give, so just so we're clear, I never give products away. I give a sample. There's a
yeah,
difference.
samples, that's what I mean. Samples, yeah.
And
Okay.
samples work great for me. I have had the best luck with samples. I've actually purchased a ton of products from people here on the screen because they sent me samples. So Paul's, I actually am a customer of Paul's because he sent me a sample. So just so everybody knows, samples work really well if you do them properly. Okay. What's your
Okay.
question, Ariel? Because I've got to wrap this up. We've got a hard
Okay,
stop. What's the question?
what I'm doing, you were asking how we're going to do it for the new year now?
No,
This is
I
what,
was asking you guys to think about that because I've
Right.
I've got to do questions now. So what's your actual question, Ariel?
okay, so my question is that what I'm just giving you some experiences. Focus on your health, on what
Okay,
is good for
Ariel,
you.
I hate to cut you off, honey. If it's not a question, I've got to go over to JA because
Okay.
I have 60 seconds left for this call before I
Okay,
have to
okay.
turn it
Yeah.
back over. So love you, honey. Thank you. Okay, JA, sorry about that. What's your question, honey?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much for being there. I just joined now, and I came in through Truly Essential, and so I'm a little bit new at this whole thing, and
Okay.
I want to be able to use my avatar, my AI avatar. Do you know normally how long it takes for that thing to pop up?
So are you talking about the brand me part in the back end like here, or let me come over there so I can see where it is. Let me come over here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so are you
I
talking
went up through the unlimited thing where you're actually supposed to create your avatar. Yeah, I went all through that, and I asked a couple times and I haven't got a response. I just want to know, generally speaking, since you're pretty familiar with this whole thing, how long does it normally take for them to create your AI avatar?
It's usually a couple of days. If you do not get it within that time, do this. Every Tuesday and Wednesday, Cheryl has a great meeting at 12 noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific. And that's Ask Me Anything. And then she can actually walk you through if there was any hiccups in creating that. You can also reach out to support at now.site and see
Gotcha.
if
Okay.
you're having
I
any
did that
problems at
already,
all.
but I appreciate the fact that you're on here and giving this information because for us old folks out here trying to get with the tech, I appreciate everything that you're giving. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Come every Monday through Friday. We'll have something new, and then we can show you different things on here. And you will really become an expert at this, and we're here to help you. Any questions
I
that you have,
appreciate that.
okay?
Thank
All
you.
right. I have to wrap this up. I have another call that I have to jump on right now. So excited for what you guys are going to do next week. So here's the thing. Think about the assignment was. Think about over the weekend what you want to do in January. Next week, we're going to talk about that more, and we'll start showing you different posts of how to start doing a whisper campaign towards that, how you can start doing other things to start creating interest in that. So when you launch your thing in January, you're really getting some great success in those areas. Okay. And as I said, Paul has had such great success over the 4 years. If you do, and he's proven out, we call him Mr. Consistency because if you do the work consistently, you will get the consistent results. So come here every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific for my AI Live. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you on Monday. And feel free to unmute. And we will see you guys then.
Bye-bye.
I love you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take your vitamins.